All right, Kristen. Now hear me out. Got a little ranking game for us. I was gonna say you, but I guess I'll participate as well.
I hope so.
So I want you to rank these five superheroes and give us your reasoning and stuff behind it. So first up, I'm gonna go through the list. Afterwards you just go tell me your ranking. I had to put Superman on there, so I have Superman, uh, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and I had to throw Batman on there.
That's kind of hard. Um, so Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Doctor Strange. Well, I'm gonna put Doctor Strange at number one.
No, what?
Number one,
Number one?
yes. Only
Okay.
because was I
Yeah, I
supposed
feel
to
like
start
he's
from
definitely
worst?
like.
Was I supposed to start from worst to best or best to worst?
Say it again.
Am I supposed to start from worst to best or best to worst?
It was whatever. Just fill out one through five. So I mean, if you want to say, Spider-Man number three from the get go for it.
I'm just gonna do best from worst, best to worst. So I'm gonna say number one. My number one is Superman. Not Superman. Number one is Doctor Strange. Um, because it's Doctor Strange, I think. Well, if he has his Affinity Stone, um, the Time Stone, like that dude is crazy. I think it's underrated how well that Time Stone should be have been used, and I don't think he used it to its
Oh, definitely
capabilities
not.
in freaking and what is it? End
In Infinity
end
War.
game. End
Eh,
game.
yeah, in Endgame. Yeah.
Yes, end game. Like I don't think he used it to like when they were like, oh, it's only all these possibilities. I'm like, what about the one just going back into time and just everybody was like thinking about like the worst thing to do is like just go back to when Thanos was a baby and kill him. Like you never have to worry about this. Um, yeah, no, I just think that alone, and he's just his ability to be able to like jump into the dimensions and stuff like that. I think it's really cool. So I I have to give him that slight edge over everybody.
Yeah, I feel like he's someone who's like he's not. I feel like he's underrated for sure. Just people like obviously he's not one of like the big ones, big superheroes that everyone's talking about. Uh, but the capability that he has, the potential he has, like he has a high ceiling. So
Yep,
I'll definitely get that.
yep. Um, number two, me and Vic are not gonna. We're gonna fall off somewhere on this list. He already knows. Number two, I'm gonna put Superman. You already know Vic. You know how I feel about Superman. It's one of my favorite superheroes. You're talking about a super alien who's literally his only weakness is some rock that's just defined on some god-forsaken planet that nobody really knows how to get to, but for some reason, no, everybody does.
Hey, Batman got a whole stock of it, bro.
Bro,
You ready? He got that whole off
Vic knows
Amazon.
where
2 day
Batman lands on
delivery.
my list. So I would say it's number two because he got everything. So he got super strength, super speed, um, ice vision, freaking laser vision, not ice vision, but ice breath, laser vision, and yeah, man, the dude's a superhuman. I mean, he's alien, man. Ain't nobody beating
Yeah,
Superman unless without no crypto. I mean, no without no kryptonite.
yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, I'm not a big fan of Superman. I feel like he's a little overrated. I feel like he gets too much hype, but I get it, and it's hard not to rank him at number two compared to the other on the list, just because, like you said, he has all these superpowers. Like he can fly, and he's got speed. He's got eye vision, or not eye vision. Laser.
He just looks
I
at
can
you.
see
I
you.
can see you. I can see you.
But yeah, so it's hard to not rank him number two. So as much as I don't want to, I'm gonna have to keep him in that spot.
All right,
But
I'm
here's
trying.
where we fall off.
This
So
I've got to see what the fall off is. Number three. What's your number three? I'm gonna tell you my number three.
my number three, uh, oof.
So you got Spider Man, Batman, and Wolverine.
I think I'm gonna go. Ugh, but you put me on the spot.
I've been on the spot for the first two.
I know, right? I want to go. I'm gonna go Wolverine because
Wolverine.
because he has the ability to like heal.
Every generation.
Yeah, and I feel like that gives him the slight edge over the others. I mean, obviously he's like pretty strong too, and like them claws can like go through like almost anything. Uh, so I mean that's my reasoning.
Interesting. I'm gonna go with Spider-Man.
See, I was almost there. I was almost there, but I was like,
I'm gonna say Spider-Man because Spider-Man has mobility that Wolverine does not have. Like, don't get me wrong, Wolverine is very strong. He has the ability to regenerate. He has the I forgot what kind of, it's not titanium, but he has like that super freaking strong steel in his body. But he can die for sure. You seen what old age did to him. Uh,
true.
so like the fact that he has the capability to still just like flat out just get his head cut off and regeneration kind of just stops after that. Uh, but there's like that there has been so many fights that Wolverine has been in where people have been able to penetrate that still. So I think Captain America's steel. I mean, Captain America's shield is made out of him, like his type of metal. So
Is
it's
it?
like I think so.
I was wondering that because it's like it's different like DC to Marvel, but I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know if they use the same
Like
like
materials and stuff. I
yeah.
want to say it's made out of the same steel. If it's not, then please correct me in the comments, Troy, if
All
you're
the
watching.
all the comic nerds coming for you, bro.
Hey, this isn't correct. The comics are such and such.
No, I definitely get what you're saying though. Spider-Man does have like that spider sense, which is
Mm-hmm.
crucial. He has the agility. He's like he can fly, well not fly, but he can swing.
Swing.
uh,
And
but
if we're talking
I was just
about, no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was just thinking about like some parts in the movies where like a homie hanging on for dear life.
Oh yeah, I could see that. But there's been many times same with Wolverine where he gets like freaking blasted to something else, but he still comes back because he regenerates.
True.
But yeah, no, I feel like if somebody really like went all out on Wolverine, he probably wouldn't stand a chance.
Mm.
Got plot armor, bro. Now
Oh wait,
it would have to be the Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, because it has to be the web that
oh
comes out of him instead of like these canisters.
yeah, that's kind of weird because imagine like just running out that shit in like the middle of the fight.
Middle of a fight, he's like but he still has super strength. The
Yeah, he
Spidey
does have
senses, of
super
course.
strength.
He doesn't really have any speed or anything like that besides
He ain't
the
got
web
no money.
swinging. Yeah, I guess.
And money is power, bro. I'm just saying. What do you think, Batman's superhero?
Oh my goodness! But that's my number 3. Number 4.
Valid.
Go ahead, Vic.
My number 4 is, bro. I made the list and I'm a Batman fan, but it's so hard to put Batman in number 4 ahead of Spider-Man. So even though I made the list, I feel like Batman's still gonna be my number 5.
Batman's my number 5 as well, and Wolverine's my number 4.
So yeah, I'm gonna have Spider-Man at 4. Yeah, I mean, it's not like for me, Batman. Obviously, he does lack actual
Powers?
power. Like,
his power
he
is
has,
rich. I got money.
bro. I saw like a TikTok the other day. It was like, I just realized I'm a superhero. I have Batman's powers and Spider-Man's money. Like I'm dead. So I mean, it kind of like he has money, but he's also like smart and he knows how to attack the situation, even though he's at a disadvantage.
He's great for interviews.
So I mean, there's that. But
he's a planner. He's a planner. He's a great leader. He knows I can give him that. He's a great leader. He knows how to use people's weaknesses. I mean, strengths. He plans for people to get out of control, which is why he did that with Superman. Like getting the kryptonite just in case Superman ever got out of hand, because they had that question like, if Superman does get out of hand, who's gonna stop him? And the question is nobody. So the fact that they found out the kryptonite thing and he had to stash that away just in case. That's kind of, I give Batman that. He has the martial arts skills. But honestly, it was really just a hand-to-hand combat, like Batman versus Superman. Batman's gonna lose. And I'm sorry, like if there's no actual, like, if it's mano y mano and he doesn't have access to the kryptonite that happens to be stored away somewhere, or he has like a little piece on him, then it's over. Like, I wouldn't even get close. I would just probably shoot him in the head with like a laser beam or something.
Just go on and stay over there. Go be a detective or something. Did you ever watch the new Batman with Robert Pattinson?
We started it, but we never finished. It was very like slow for me.
Was it? I heard, from what I heard, I haven't seen it, even though I claim to be a Batman fan. I haven't seen it, but I heard it's really good. Like, it's more like detective of him, as opposed to like shooting people in that one Batman.
Bro, okay, let's talk about Batman. Worst Batman ever was Ben Affleck. Let's just clear the air. Like, even Robert Pattinson beats Ben Affleck. When Ben Affleck was Batman, he was killing people. I was like, isn't that like Batman's number one code is
Right?
don't kill? This dude was out here stabbing necks, shooting people. When did he get a gun?
Hey, bro, times have changed, bro. You gotta upgrade.
And then they always make the joke about Batman, like, why does Batman always stay in Gotham? Like, why doesn't Batman ever go to like the hood or something? That's like, if Batman parked his Batmobile in the hood, he would lose his rims and tires within a couple of minutes.
I'm dead. But I wish DC in general would just make like better movies.
They're trying.
And they are trying, but
they're always gonna be compared to Marvel, and Marvel has damn near perfected their movies. So,
yeah, for real.
So
what'd you say?
Gotten better.
So, like, your ranking, are you saying like in a fight between them, like Doctor Strange would win?
Yes. Out of all of them, Doctor Strange, he has the most capability to beat anybody.
Yeah, it's just like if he loses, just
he just reverse time. Either that or just go back to time before you even had the power.
Right.
Before Wolverine got injected with the stuff, before Bruce Wayne got his money, his inheritance, like, actually saved his mom from the bats before she died. It's just so many different things that I feel like he could have done to be like, your life would be changed completely. Uncle Ben lived,
I'm dead. Not Uncle Ben, bro.
You did. He took you out of science. Out of science. And introduced you to something else. You never even would have been around a spider.
That is crazy.
No, I just think he has the most capability to beat every one of them. Kill Batman before he. Well, I don't know how much you could do to Batman. Superman. Probably try to kill him before when he was born or something. I don't know. Make sure his parents would never met each other.
Just make sure you have a whole bunch of kryptonite. Stock up. But yeah, I guess that concludes our rankings. Let us know how you guys would rank them. Comment down below where you think we messed up. Comment down below where you agree with us. So.
Yep. Hit up those comments, you guys. But other than that, Vic, you ready to get this podcast started?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Vic, getting the podcast started in 3, 2, 1. What up, everybody? This is your boy Chris.
And this is Vic.
And welcome to Now Hear Me Out. This is episode number 97, and welcome to the podcast. If you're listening now, make sure you click on that like, subscribe button, and click on that bell notification so every time we post, you get notified. All right, Vic, tell me what's going on, bro. How's your week been?
Well, on Friday, we got sent back to the past a little bit because around 11:30, we're both working from home. Around 11:30, it's like no internet connection. Like, what's going on? So I'm like, I'm trying to mess with my computer. I'm trying to like, do I need to restart the modem or what's going on? So I decided to check my Facebook like HOA like Facebook group,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone's like, "Is y'all AT&T internet out? Like, what's going on?" And of course, a lot of people commenting down below, so I kind of verified it was out. And then I checked on my AT&T app, and it was like estimated time 4 hours. I was like, oh, fuck. Which usually I feel like those are they overestimate and they usually fix it within like half the time.
Mm-hmm.
That was not the case. Um, so obviously we both let our supervisors know because we can't work. I mean, technically I
Obviously.
guess we could use hotspot, but then it's like slow and you can't like, you know, and who wants to work anyways? So, um, so yeah, yeah, and then so we just kind of went on with it. We were just kind of like doing things around the house that we normally wouldn't be able to do because like we had this free time,
Mm-hmm.
and then the shit that like didn't come back on, and then I went out like around like 2:30 just to run some errands and whatnot, and I think I stopped at like a steak sale. It was like during my lunch anyways, my technical lunch. I was like, if it comes back on, I'll just be like, I'm on lunch. um, and then when I was out, like Leslie called me and it was like, hey, my phone's kind of acting up now, like nothing's loading. Anytime like I'll go to Facebook, it's just like circles. I go to TikTok, it's like just one video, nothing else loading. I was like, that's weird. And we hung up, and then I called her back again because I was gonna ask her something,
It won't
and
go
then like
through.
it would like it would go through, but when she answered, it was like you couldn't hear her. She was like cutting in and out like hardcore, almost sounded like robotic-y anytime she did come through.
Mm-hmm.
And like I tried for a good while, like calling her, like trying to figure out what's going on, and then we went back, and then my phone was like I had no signal and stuff. So basically, our neighborhood turned into like a dead spot, which was weird because like we have AT&T internet, but like T-Mobile phones. But I mean, I guess through the tower, I mean, they're connected somehow or
Mm-hmm.
whatever was going on. I mean, I'm not too sure how that works. But yeah, so like, after I got home, I was like, okay, I need to give my supervisor like an update. So I had to like literally like leave the neighborhood to be able to send the message out. And like as soon as I left the neighborhood, once I got like not even that far, it was like that's when I started getting messages again. It's like, okay, yeah. And then I checked on the Facebook group again, and they were talking about, yeah, phones are dead. It's a dead spot. Bring out the board games. It's funny, like people on the group were like, I don't know, they were talking about like, oh yeah, me and my son, we took a walk until we found signal, and then we popped up with these chairs and just sat there so we could have internet. I was like,
I'm
bro,
dead.
like interact with your child, like bro. It's like I get that, I get how internet is important. I get that. But at the same time, it's like for us, it wasn't the end of the world. Though it was kind of weird, like realizing that we don't have internet when we're like with the Ava.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we always like using internet to like raise her, but our baby monitor, it's like a camera that runs off of internet. So we kind of because we use that to like kind of check on her if she to see if she's like waking up or not.
Mm-hmm.
So we just literally had to like wait until she made a sound. Um, and then we didn't have any like YouTube videos to put on for her.
It's like,
Um,
dang, I gotta actually entertain my child.
I know, right? I
Shit.
gotta actually give raise her. Can't rely on Miss Rachel. But yeah, so we ended up watching a movie that night. Like I had to use up my Xbox to watch a movie, and that
Your
whole didn't
Xbox.
come back on. I know, right? Long story. Somehow I managed to finesse an Xbox. He can take it back whenever he wants, but David, if you're listening,
If you're
he just
listening.
never he just never asked for it back. One time he offered to like sell it to me. I was like, nah, I don't play that much. You can just take it back.
But he
I
was
was
just
like,
like, you can just leave it. That bug has traveled with you for like how many places now?
a good 4 to 5, bro. That was like, um, shit. We were still in college.
That's your Xbox now.
I know, right? But yeah, that whole didn't come on till like the next morning, so that was interesting and fun. And then on Sunday we actually went to the lake, kind of close to over here, which it was pretty nice. Just it was just us three,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like Ava's. Well, Ava's been to the beach, but this is the first time like kind of at a lake, and then we kind of she's older now, so we kind of like let her, uh, sit down in the water in the shallow part, obviously, and then she it seemed like she had a really good time.
Mm-hmm.
The lake was really nice. It wasn't packed, and it was like big, so
Okay.
uh, it was really cool. We enjoyed it.
Which lake was it?
Um, it was at what was the place called? Some place in like kind of close to New Brownsville,
Okay.
like Comel Park, or it's close to Canyon Lake, but it
Okay.
wasn't actually Canyon Lake. I don't know if you heard of that one.
I feel like I have, but okay.
Yeah, but besides that, that's mainly my updates. What about you? How's your week going?
My week was actually pretty decent as well. We had the same similar issue with the phones and signal. Actually, T-Mobile had an outage, and I think it was affecting all T-Mobile phones at the time. So y'all were probably going through the same thing we were going through.
Interesting.
So we had that issue for a little bit, but our Wi-Fi still worked, so that wasn't a problem. You know, we run everything basically off Wi-Fi. But
It could have
it
been
was,
two separate issues, honestly, but I
mm,
don't really know.
but yeah, but we dealt with that as well. Thursday, we decided to go on a double date with some friends, and we went to this bar. They had like a trivia night, and that was really fun. So we did that, ate, drank a little bit, and just had a good time. Um, Friday, we did anything Friday. I don't think Friday we did much of anything. Saturday we decided to we drove to Oklahoma for my brother's birthday. Um, so we went up there, played some. He wanted to go bowling, so we went bowling. Um, went out to eat, and then went back to his place and just played games. Um, and then came back on Sunday. As we're driving back from Sunday, we had stopped at this lake Kayla had looked up on TikTok, and it was okay. It wasn't what we were expecting, but it was free. Uh,
Hey, free.
but
I had to pay $20 to get to my lake, so
yeah, I told her next time I know she said she wants to look at Turner Falls. So I told her we'll have to make a trip to go up there one day. And she was like, yeah, we could probably make it like a mini French trip or something too. So I don't know. Be looking forward to that, Vic, if we do decide to do that.
yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So other than that, got home. We were trying to so we got home, we were trying to look for something to eat. And it's just one of those things. I don't know. You get home when you're getting closer to home after a long drive. You're just like, let's just find something because I don't feel like cooking or nothing like that.
Oh yeah, no, I feel you.
Yeah. So we were driving around and it's Sunday, so everything's basically closed. Um, we ended up. Did we end up even getting something? I want to say we didn't, and we just ended up just going home. So we were driving around for.
Sometimes it be like that, bro.
It felt like we were driving around for like another hour on top of our trip, just looking for something to eat, and we ended up just going home and just eating like noodles and stuff. When I got home, I had a package in the mail, and I got some Invisalign or some aligners in my mouth, which is probably why you guys can tell I'm probably talking a little weird, like a lisp or something, because
It's not too bad.
I got some aligners in my mouth, trying to straighten. My teeth were never like cricket, but they are a little spacey in some spots that I would like to try to clear up, and so this is my second day wearing these, and it's taking some getting used to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first day, oh my god, it was like unbearable pain because it's really this first set I heard is like the worst one because it's like pushing your teeth. It's a lot of pressure against my teeth, and it's making my teeth like tender. So even like eating foods was hard to do. But I gotta leave these in my mouth 22 hours out of the day. So I sleep in them. I do everything in them except eat and drink water. Or I eat and drink stuff that's not water. Which is why I'm able to drink water. Which I saw something said like if I want to drink something that's not water, it's better make sure I do it with a straw. And it's just mostly so you don't damage not damage, but discoloration of your liners.
Yeah. Yeah, my brother recently got that, so he kind of told me like all about it and stuff like that. So I kind of get it. Obviously, I know it's probably like a little painful, but you know, how long you
Hopefully,
gotta have them like total?
4 months.
That's not too bad.
So,
So,
like I said, my teeth were I don't think my teeth were ever really that bad to begin with. So it's just kind of correcting all those little things. I think the worst pain was like, okay, so I guess I didn't really notice it, but like my teeth kind of like poke out maybe a little bit. So when I put these on, it's like pushing in, and right off the bat, it was like uncomfortable as hell. But even now, man, I can already. It's been 2 days, and I can kind of already feel some differences with my teeth. When I take them off and eat, like my teeth are touching in certain ways that they weren't touching them before, and I'm like, dang, it's just 2 days. So I'm excited to see how, when I hit that 4th month, they hurt and they're like, if anything, I would say not. They're like uncomfortable because it's like they're in my mouth and it's like I know they're there. There's nothing I can. I know I'm not supposed to take them out. Even it still gives me that feeling like I want to take them out. Like it's kind of a pain. But other than that, Vic, that's kind of my week.
but does it like deter you away from like snacking?
Yes,
Like,
it
cause
does.
you have to
Like,
take them out.
and I know I talked to Troy about it too, and he was telling me he was like, that's kind of the one thing that like it does help with, because it's annoying to take these in, like take them out and put them back in, because not only do you gotta take them off, like you gotta take them off, you gotta re-clean them, you gotta brush your teeth, you gotta floss your teeth, you gotta do all these things just before, just to put them back in, and it hurts to put it back in. It's just like it's just a huge annoyance. So I was like, man, kind of deters you away from that like urge to like snack, because it's annoying, and it's just you know it's just an annoying
Yeah, no, I
process.
definitely get it. Like just hearing you talk or hearing y'all talk about it, like I be drinking water all the time.
Bro, honestly, that's what I do is just literally just drink water, and when I do take them off, that's when I'm like, okay, it's time to like just
time,
go to
time to
town.
go away.
You know what I mean? I gave me a
So,
soda, gave me some food, all that stuff. But um, even this morning, my coworker brought me some fruit, and I was like, fuck, I don't want to just not eat the fruit, so I had to take it out and eat the fruit, and then go into the bathroom, and I need to get me a little kit that I can take to work, to brush my teeth and all that stuff with like an actual toothbrush. My job has to like the disposable ones, but those don't hit like the crevices and stuff like it really needs to.
oh yeah,
Yeah, so I do need to start bringing a toothbrush to work. Actually, I might be probably going to the store after this to get one. Who knows?
yeah. Nah, nah, I feel you. But that's cool, interesting. I mean, it's good you got them though. I mean, eventually, what like you would say 4 months, you'll be done with. Yeah, I don't want to criticize tea though, but
Now, what you
it's
gonna
cool.
say about my teeth?
I was gonna say you're gonna have straightened teeth, but that's implying that your teeth are. I don't feel like they're that bad, like you said.
Yes, you got some pretty straight teeth, Vic.
I know I've always been told that.
Yeah, you're still ugly, but you got straight teeth. But like my teeth never really been like horrible, but like I had like little gap issues. That was just like little spacing issues that I was just like to get corrected. So I already feel like it's working a little bit.
Hey,
And kids like, are you gonna wear them and for this and you're gonna wear it for that? I'm like, yeah, I don't see why not. Like you can't see them.
hey, right? And you kind of have to wear them, right? Because if you don't, it's just like defeats the purpose, right?
Yeah. So which obviously for certain events and stuff, I might not wear the whole wear it for the whole time, and it should be fine. But yeah, it's just recommended that you try to stick to the plan.
My shiny teeth in me.
And it came with a white naked, so
Hey. But I guess whenever you're ready to hop into this first story, it's got your name written all over it.
it's my name, huh? Hold on. Let me pull it up. I had this mug put up already.
Well,
Here it is.
you
Here
know.
it is. All right, so we're gonna take a trip all the way down to good old Georgia, where a man decides that he's gonna try to hold up the same bank twice. So he tried to rob it one time, and then 10 years later, he tried to rob it again. I guess
Yeah,
maybe he
he's a
thought,
redemption tour, bro.
yeah, it said he fumbled the redo.
Did he mess up the first time?
I'm assuming so, but we're gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it. So it says William Louder. I actually know a person with the last name Louder. You do too.
I'm blanking on it, but I'm sure I
He's in
do.
band, percussionist, quiet.
Quiet.
Yes.
Um,
He did
what?
the
What?
oh, remember when Casey was the drum their DI one year and he was gone and they had somebody else do it. Actually, I think you were gone too, so that doesn't really matter. I think y'all were gone for the same reason.
Was it Eric?
No,
No. I honestly I'm blanking.
James.
Oh, that's his last name.
No, yeah, James. Yeah.
Oh,
But anyway,
he had a sister too. Right?
he had a
Okay,
sister
yeah,
too. Yes.
yeah.
Now we're out here exposing names and stuff. But yes, so William Louder Jr. It says a man from Central Georgia recently pleaded guilty to trying to hold at the same bank he went to prison for robbing in 2013. So yes, he got caught the first time and got caught again. It says NBC News reports the incident occurred earlier this year at the Trust Bank in Bibb County, Georgia. On January 27, Louder reportedly entered the Macon Bank and handed the teller a note, which read, "Money out the register, no die pack. Sorry."
I'm dead. It's a sorry for me, bro. He said, I really don't want to do this, bro. You
Right?
know, inflation, bro.
I'm surprised he didn't decide his name Louder. The teller lets Louder knows that they didn't have a register. And in turn, the 41-year-old decided to leave the establishment abruptly. We should note that it's unclear if Louder was armed during the attempted robbery. In addition to bailing on the robbery plans, Louder appears to have somewhat remorseful, as about an hour later he called his probation officer and confessed everything.
Bro.
What? That's a waste.
So one, he may not have had a gun this whole time.
This whole time, and if he had a gun,
That's why the
he
cashier
felt
was
bad
like,
for
nah,
what he
bro.
did, and he told on himself.
At least like if you don't have a gun, at least like fake it or something. But I seen like a TikTok when someone like robbed someone with like a fucking like brush or something.
Yeah.
Because it was like they didn't see it like behind their back. It was from like a ring camera, and they were trying to enter the apartment, and then someone comes up like and holds like a brush to the back of the head. I was like, bro, this is. But
Hey,
yeah,
man,
could you imagine like
fear makes you do crazy things, bro.
for real? But I feel like I'm just picturing this cashier like at the bank, like this guy just hands him the note. And it's like this guy doesn't have a gun or anything. Like I'm not giving this guy his money.
The
He's
fact
already
that
said sorry.
the fact that all it took was for her to say we don't have a register, and he was just like, "Fuck." Like, all my plans have been spoiled. It's just wild.
how how often do bank robberies even like occur? It's not like
I don't know, Vic. I don't have the bank statistics.
you know how the statistics pulled up. No, I just feel like I don't know. It's weird. Like the media, like in movies and Hollywood and shit. Like I don't know. I don't think it. Obviously, I don't think that's how it goes down.
It
But
might. But let me see. Right here it says an FBI agent says Louder last sentence was clearly not enough of a teaching moment. It says shortly afterwards, authorities took Louder, who had recently finished serving time for his 2013 robbery, into custody. According to WSB TV, FBI Special Agent Curry Farley proclaimed that his earlier prison sentence was apparently not enough of a teaching moment. Oop. She also emphasized he returned to his bank robbery ways while he was still on supervised release for the last bank robbery he committed. Now that he's pleaded guilty, Louder faces up to 20 years in federal prison, followed by 3 years of supervision. He is also subjected to receiving a $250,000 fine. It's noted that Louder's sentencing date will take place later. However, the specifics around this one are currently unclear.
a good way to pay that 250,000 fine is
Rob
by
a
robbing
bank.
the bank.
Successfully robbing a bank.
For real. It is crazy. I mean, I bet you he was like in prison or jail, whatever, and
Trying to think of a plan to like, how am I gonna fix my,
yeah, he had a lot of time to like reflect on, man, I should have done this instead of that. I can't believe I failed and now I'm in jail. Like once I get out, I'm going back.
hmm redeem myself. I gotta get a redemption moment, and he came up short.
Yeah,
They had
same bank and
upgraded. They
everything.
upgraded their systems. They no longer have registers. Which doesn't make much sense.
But I low key think that cashier was like, bro, I'm not, don't fuck with me and like shoot me if you want. I have deputy.
That should be what most establishments have always been told, give them the money. Um,
Yeah, which
yeah,
I was like, I get it because you don't want your employees like kind of like sacrificing. You don't want anything to happen to your employees, and then it becomes a whole thing. But
well,
like,
you have insurance, like that stuff covered. If you get robbed or
yeah,
something,
I
it's
get
like
it.
covered by insurance.
But like, it kind of reminds like in the retail area, like loss prevention, like they're not gonna stop you at the door. They're told not to,
Mm-hmm.
and so like it's just one of those crazy things. It's just like I hate it because people know that some people know that, and so they know they can kind of get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
And even though like, they can like make a case on you, like, and so like, they kind of know next time you come in, like, oh hey, watch this person, or but still, it's just one of those things where you really can't do much.
Yeah, sit there and let it happen.
Hmm.
I know everybody's like, at Walmart and stuff. It's like, as long as you get out the front door, you're good. But it's that like getting to the front door.
Right? It's like, oh, can I see your receipt? I know you may not.
So
I know.
just
I heard. From what I heard, they can't like stop you for not showing the receipt. From what TikTok told me, but you know how that goes. So.
can I see your receipt? No. All right. Well, have a good day.
I mean, what do you like? What do you? I'm always fearful. Like, bro, what if I don't have my receipt on me? Like, does I have to buy this shit again? I don't know.
I was like, are you just assuming that I didn't pay for this? Lawsuit.
For real, are you?
Are you racially profiling me? Are you saying that because I'm black that I obviously did not pay for this? Interesting.
Though some of the people don't even be caring, bro. They just on their phone. They're like, just go on.
It's
But
wild.
yeah, speaking of wild, I guess moving on to the next story.
Moving on up.
So, in North Harris County, in a restaurant in North Harris County, an employee is accused of writing tips to himself, which I've always thought about,
I've always thought about that. Excuse
like I
me.
always
Whew,
have to
sorry.
make sure I like put a line in there, or even if like my three as like, what do they turn this whole into eight, like, or something like that. It's something I feel like people do, maybe not as big a scale as this guy didn't get caught, but I don't know. So I'll go ahead and read some of the story. So, an employee of a North Harris County Mexican restaurant has been arrested for writing his own tips to himself on customer receipt. James Green Jr. is charged with aggravated theft and evading arrest. His bond was set at 5,100.
Not
According
bad.
to the Harris County office, on April 27th, deputies responded to Gringo's Mexican restaurant located in the 19300 block of the North Freeway. Upon arriving, deputies were told that Green had been stealing money. An investigation revealed between March 2023 and April 2023, so within a month, Green had been writing his own monetary tips on receipts for multiple customers, totaling over 3,499. See, that's why I felt like he
Damn.
messed up. I'm not condemning this behavior, but like to do
Got
that one,
greedy.
uh, that much in over a month. Oof. The office said when deputies attempted to detain Green, he ran out of the business and fled on foot. That just reminded me of a story I have to tell you. But after a brief foot pursuit, he was located and apprehended. Uh, I don't know if I want to go to my story right away, but why not? Let's go. So I was talking to my brother, and I was talking to him the other day, and he said he called me right after he got off of work, and he was like, "Bro," he was exaggerating. Though. He's like, "Bro, I almost died today." And so he went on to tell me that this guy, one of the guys came into his office and said, "Hey, locked his door. So they locked the door. They're trying to figure out what's going on, and he finally figures out that there's like a pursuit, and that someone ran into the building, and the cops were like kind of chasing him down, trying to like capture him.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out that guy actually worked at that company that my brother works at, and he was actually the temp that works under my brother.
I'm dead.
so, so apparently this guy had warrants out for his arrest for it was like a violent warrants. Like I can't remember exactly what it
Mhm.
was for, but it was like
Aggravated
pretty.
assault, attempted murder.
Yeah.
Second.
um, and so they were apparently the cops have been following him, tracking him down for like a week, and they've seen him like coming in and out of the building. So they, obviously they put together that he worked there. They told the security officer, at the check-in, to hey, we're gonna once this guy comes out, we're gonna go get him. Don't let anyone know that we're here. So this guy took it to heart, then let supervisor anybody know that hey, the cops are out here waiting.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Everybody, what the fuck?
I could just picture the security guard be like, bro, this is about to be fun. Let me get some popcorn. But yeah, so yeah, they ended up like once he left work, obviously they chased him down. Apparently, this guy like ran into one of the doors, like the loading doors, like totaled his vehicle, ran out of the car, like threw a gun into the bushes, and then just ran into the building trying to hide.
And not a gun too.
I know. And like to top it off, it's funny because my brother was telling me that they actually fired that guy that day.
Oh really?
Yeah, totally unrelated. Like the beforehand, they didn't because he was the temp, so they're not the ones that actually fired him, but they like emailed the temp
Temp
agency and was like, hey,
agency, you need to
go ahead and
replace
end
them.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it was like hilarious. uh,
that's
but
wild.
yeah, I know that was wild, but that's a whole side story. But going back to this original story, so tips. How do you feel like, bro? Would you feel? You went to a restaurant, you tip $5, you
And
check your
turn to
account.
500. I would be hella upset. Like that's one of those things I definitely think about too. Because they're just paper receipts. Nobody. It doesn't stop anybody from going behind you and just being like, "Let me just ask something," or like Vic said, at least if you're not going to tip anything, put a line through it. You know, so it shows that it's been tampered with or something like that. Or if they do it, then obviously they have to go through severe lengths. To just have your own whiteout and shit. But yeah, man, it's a scary thing because I've always thought about that. Like, man, what if somebody just really changes? No, what stops them from going and changing this behind my back?
Yeah,
Put
do you check like, hey, I remember I tipped. I spent this much at the restaurant. Do you
not too
like go back and
often,
check your?
but
I don't.
I
So
look at my bank account every now and then. If something looks off, then I'll look back and see. But for the most part, man, I'm
yeah,
never looking for that.
that's why I feel like if I'm not trying, like I said, I'm not condemning this behavior, but I feel like if he's like added like a dollar here, like I feel like he almost could have got away with it because I don't feel like people would check it that much, and it's got low key kind of scary, but at the same time, it's like eventually I feel like they'll get caught.
But I feel like it's
But
hard to add just $1. You know what I mean? Like certain numbers, you
yeah,
can't do anything but add to it, whether it's add a zero or add a one or something in front of it. Um, And especially if people don't put the money,
ballot.
you don't put the money sign or something like that, then those are easier to like tamper with. So if I just put, say for instance, I use a two, you can't change a two to anything. Unless you just try to turn to a crazy ass eight,
I'm
maybe.
ugly, yeah, yeah.
But like for the most part, you can't mess with it. So what's the best thing to do? Either add a zero somewhere in there or add a one, two, three, four, whatever in front of it. So try to maximize your profit. But obviously, I'm not trying to sit here and give y'all tips on how
Right.
to
It's about tips.
tip yourself. Um, but yeah, that it is a scary thing that this guy could have got away with.
And also, like, because I know at bars a lot where they give you the receipt. And I always wonder like what happens if you don't sign that out? Does it like they can still charge your card, right? Like, what's the point of the signature? Or do you know?
What you talking about?
Like, so okay, say I could buy a beer like at a club or a bar or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then they give me my receipt, and say I just, because obviously they're busy, so they're like going to the next customer. What
Mhm.
if I just don't sign the receipt? Like, what happens?
I don't think
It's not that
anything
big of a deal.
happens. I think more likely, like, I think the signature of the signing of anything is just to verify that, hey, you have bought this from this place. So if you were to ever come back and be like, no, I didn't, they'd be like, no, here's your receipts. Now there'd be hella receipts to go through just to find your names, but it's there, just in case.
So you think these bars have like just stacks of receipts? Like, how far do you think they keep them?
That's a good question. I have no idea.
I need an answer, bro. No, it's just a random thought. Like, I always thought about that. Like, bro, what do I just don't sign this?
They'd be like, well, your cards was, your card was the charge for this amount. So, but I never signed it.
Yeah. But yeah, interesting.
And I feel like bars are easy places to, like, kind of get money and stuff from people, because it's not like they ask for PIN numbers. So you
Yeah.
really just, here's my card. If it goes through, you're like, all right, here's the back, here's your receipt, and you just sign it off. I can't tell you how many times I was signing like receipts for Kayla, or same vice versa.
Right. But I hate, like, there's been a couple of places. I can only think of one off the top of my head, but like, oh, we need to see your ID with the card, make sure the name matches. Bro, I'd be hating those places. I get it.
Like,
I
I
think
think
I kind of,
it's definitely a nuisance to, like, having to,
yeah,
do the extra step, but it's understandable at the end of the day. Like, I'm glad they do it, but I still hate that I have to.
yeah. You know how I feel about inconveniences.
Yeah, I know. You never got the COVID shot, have you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Well, I kind of had to because I went to California
Oh yeah,
and
yep.
they were like stricter.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, Vic was very, like, that was not convenient for him at all.
but there's a lot like Apple Pay and stuff like that. Like, I think on to have it on the iPhone, like you have to have like Face ID set up,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like your Face ID and passwords. It just adds too much.
Vic says,
So
just take the money, man. Like, I don't care if you take a little extra on the top, like, skim me a little bit, but I'm just saying, like, I don't want to have to go through this all the
for real, bro.
time. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about that. Like, it's a scary situation. If you guys are waiters and waitresses out there, please don't try to be too greedy.
But
And
at the
yeah,
same time, make sure you do tip your waitresses and stuff.
I don't want to get into it about tipping.
I mean, yeah, we don't have to get into it too much, but at the same time, like, I get that it's not ideal, and that I feel like the whole industry should kind of change on that. But at least give $1. I'm just kidding.
Nah, you give $1 and then they're like, "Oh, you can't afford to tip correctly. They don't come at all." I'm like, man,
Bro,
I would never understand that, because I'm like, I'm here, I'm paying for my food. You're getting the money for the food, and you're just giving me my food. Thank you.
I hate places where like, oh, we were added the tip already to your check, and then they still
Oh
ask for
man,
still spot
yeah.
for the tip. I'm like, bro, you already
X,
took that hoe,
you already got your tip. Don't ask me for nothing.
right?
So yeah, that's definitely one of those things that I've noticed too. I'm just like, yeah, no. What else was I about to say? Yeah, but the whole tipping thing, I think, is stupid altogether. Companies have the money to pay their people more money, but they just choose not to, and they just expect us to pay it. So, and waiters and waitresses get mad at us for not tipping well, and it's just like, well, it's not really my job. It's your company's job to pay you.
No, I get it. I get it.
Mm-mm. So, but going to the next story, and maybe our last story. This happened in Providence. What is RI?
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. Okay, I was like, man, I don't know how many places are. So Providence, Rhode Island, Tiverton man is facing 4 felony charges after police say he admitted to breaking into homes to steal sex toys to give them as a birthday gift. It's disgusting.
That's
So,
so many levels. Yeah.
so Benjamin, who's 32, was arraigned before a judge in district court Tuesday morning on 2 counts each on entering of a building with felonious intents to attempt breaking and entering. According to police officers, were dispatched around 10:45 p.m. on June 2nd to a home on Power Street for a reported suspicious person. The dispatcher told police a person was trying to break in through the window. When police arrived, the resident of the home said he was getting ready for bed. He saw someone stand outside his window on top of a chair and trying to get into the bathroom window. In court, police reported the resident said he confronted the suspect and told him to leave the property. According to the police report obtained by Target 12, is the person named Target? Maybe it's just Target 12. I'm just gonna say Target 12. The residents told officers the suspect apologized and said he was in the wrong house.
My bad, bro. My bad.
And the left in a white vehicle. The resident described the suspect as a white male with blonde hair driving a white Kia. About an hour later, the resident saw the same vehicle at the corner of Brick and Middle Street with the door open. As police approached the scene, they observed the man matching the description and suspect going through a dumpster with a flashlight in his hand. The police reports that notes that a body-worn camera was activated. Okay. Benjamin was arrested and reportedly told the police he had peered into the home on Power Street. He said he was attempting to buy weed, then realized he was at the wrong location when he was confronted by the homeowner. Sorry, I'm just trying to get through all this. He's confronted by the homeowner. Detectives asked Benjamin about 3 other breaking and entering incidents from the week prior. According to Target 12, he attempted to entering the home of the Armstrong Street on the 27th and said he stole a sex toy from a bedroom. When questioned further, he also told police he broke into a home on Furnace Street and stole 2 more sex toys from a separate bedroom, and then admitted to stealing a makeup palette from a woman on Waterman Avenue, but dropped it and ran when the female tenant came and confronted him. The police report adds that Benjamin told investigators he was aware college students would be graduating in the area and tried to retrieve items that may have been thrown out, which is why he was in the trash can with the flashlight. Benjamin told police he didn't steal any items of value for the residents, only women's sex toys, and he said he intended to give it to someone as a birthday gift.
I'm dead.
It says due to his felony charges, no plea was entered in court. The judge set bail at $2,500 with surety for the breaking and entering charges and $5,000 personal reconnaissance. Reconnaissance for the attempted breaking and entering charges. Conditions: Benjamin not go back to the residence and complete a mental health screening. So basically, he got off kind of with mental problems. He still had to pay a bail and stuff, but
yeah, this guy was all over the place talking about, I'm just here for weed, bro.
I'm just telling the police that I'm here for weed also.
It's like I feel like he was embarrassed about what he's actually doing. So he's like, yeah, I'm smoking weed, trying to get some weed.
I was trying to get weed through this through this window.
And it's funny, I've seen people talk about like when college students, around that time where they're graduating and leaving back to or leaving home, going home for the summer, like they throw out a lot of good items, and I've seen people like talk about like what they found and stuff like that, which is interesting.
Don't do it, Vic.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
So you're gonna start dumpster diving at the nearest you and UTA.
No, but this guy. But how do you feel if you got a sex toy gift and then find out it was used? Like getting a sex toy is like one thing in general. Like depending on what it is, like it's kind of weird, and who gives it to you. But like also, realizing that this whole is used. Like, bro, I
feel like it's a targeting thing. If anything, I don't know if like it has to be some type of fetish. I would assume.
Yeah,
if somebody's like, oh, tell me the type of girl you're into, and it's like, oh man, I found this hot chick who had such and such and used this. Here's here's a gift, and then they love it for that whatever reason. I think it was like probably like a little weird thing going on.
Yeah, and I feel like it kind of in situations like this where like in court and stuff, I don't know whether they have to call up witnesses or not, or like people have to like report what happened. But I feel like some people might get deterred away because they don't want to like go to the police and like, oh, sex toy, like he
Yeah,
stole my sex toy, something like. Some people get embarrassed by it, and which kind of sucks because I feel like some crimes happen and people don't want to like report them because
they're
they're like embarrassed
embarrassing.
or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, which is kind of interesting, but glad he was caught.
Did he learn anything? Probably not.
Once he gets out of jail in 10 years, he's gonna commit the same crime.
Probably. Hopefully he's out of college by then. You know. I don't even know if he's in
Yeah,
college to be honest, but you know.
he was 32, so I'll probably not. But I mean, some people go to college late, so
Yep. But that's all I really had to say about that story, Vic. You got anything else to add?
no, I guess go ahead and get to my closing remarks once I pull up my page.
Pull him up.
I had the page pulled up and I was like, I don't think I need this anymore. Let me go ahead and exit out of this because I don't like to have that many tabs open. I know you have like a million tabs open
I
right now,
do.
and
Well,
it's
I
like just
have
thinking about it gives me anxiety.
for the podcast. I only literally have our stuff open for this window, but like on my other window, I swear when I close it out and I go back to open it up, it'd be like, "Oh, you have 82 tabs open." I'm like, "Ain't no way."
Bro, I see like computer, bro. There's a way.
There's a way. That's the way. And I know how to navigate through it all. It's the weirdest thing ever, but I know exactly where everything is.
Do you have to like? Are they all like? On some of them, do you have to like relog back in and stuff, or does it like?
Not too often. Um, I know one of them's like I have Canva open at least like almost like 15 to 20 times. And that's just because like I don't want to close out of the wrong one, and that's the one I'm using.
Bro, I feel that. I get that. I get that sometimes. But eventually I close them.
Yeah, no, I'll get to it eventually whenever we finish these save the dates.
Nah, I get you. I get you. But yeah, make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram and now hear me out KV.
KV,
Go ahead and email us any stories, comments, concerns, questions at nowhearmeout.kv
KV,
at gmail.com. Go ahead and follow us on YouTube and subscribe at Chris and Vic parentheses NHMO.
NHMO.
I guess you don't really follow people on YouTube, right? You just subscribe.
Subscribe.
Oh, well, you guys know what I meant. Go ahead and leave us 5 stars on iTunes.
5 stars.
Follow me on TikTok at weirdvic_flips. Follow us on TikTok at Now Hear Me Out Podcast. And make sure to check out our spread shop at nowhearmeout.myspreadshop.com.
Yep, and you guys can follow me on anything and everything at Beast Mode Chris, where the E's are threes. That's Beast Mode Chris, where the E's are threes. I'm on Twitch, TikTok. My TikTok, I had posted a new video. The thing kind of it was bumping a little bit, hit a little bit of views. But
boy.
yeah, just follow me on anything. Facebook, I got a Facebook page, Beast Mode Chris, same thing. Yeah, so just follow me. I appreciate you. But other than that, we love you guys. We appreciate y'all tuning in and watching the video. And like Vic said, if you don't mind clicking that subscribe button or sharing it with some friends, we appreciate that. But until next week, we catch you guys later. We are out of here. Later.
Wait.
Yes.
One more thing. When this episode drops, it's gonna be Kristen's birthday. So go ahead and send them a message. Say happy birthday, Kristen.
Hey, birthday's on.
Give them a
Actually,
little
it's
shout
gonna
out.
be
Send them a
on.
little message.
It's gonna be on the Thursday we drop it too. That's wild.
That's what I'm saying. If you're listening on the day this drops,
If
even if it's day late, still send them a little message. Like,
if you make it this far into the episode. But yeah, thank you. But yeah, we're out of here. Later.
Peace.